What's going on, y'all? We back at it. Mr. Tell the Truth. Here to let the truth live on. Man, I was really anticipating having that flag in the background right now, but man, keeping it honey. I'm just on a roll right now because I feel myself slacking a little bit. And I gotta get on it because it ain't gonna happen by itself. I gotta bring this shit for people to even be able to hear. To give y'all something to support. Feel what I'm saying? And it's mainly because this podcast really just came out of nowhere. It was something I just jumped into and found myself and like balls deep without realizing it. But I ain't gonna give up now. And this is just teaching me a lot of lessons in life right now that I really, really need. And it's crazy because when I thought about doing this shit, I was actually at work. It was like the start of a crazy ass schedule. I've been working 7 days a week. And I was watching an interview one morning. I was kicking back, had nothing to do. And I was listening to Kevin Gates. He was politicking with this bitch. Man, I can't remember her name though. But they politicking, he talking this shit. And I was really hearing him though. Like, he was just speaking on a lot of things he been through, where he was keeping it real though. And like, you could just tell like the opinion of others had like no effect to what he was saying. And I was really hearing it. And like, he got deep to the point he started talking about like him experiencing suicide and depression and shit like that. And just like the way he was so open to talk about it made me feel like, damn, bro, like he's hella comfortable with himself to even be able to say that kind of shit and like be okay with it. Because motherfuckers out there, there's always people twist words or it's gonna get misconstrued some way, and he gets talked about, but he wasn't tripping. Like, he's just telling it like it is. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because all real life, remember, like, I got in this badass car accident right before I went to jail. And I was laying on the rack. Not the rack. I was laying. See, that's just how it comes out without me thinking. I was actually in the hospital bed, though. And remember, I was cuffed up. And I was like still like out waking up to everything. Police trying to interrogate me. I need my lawyer. It's crazy too, because they didn't even tell me I still had like blood all over my face and hella shit. And they were just more concerned about trying to get me to answer questions, you feel me? I had to ask for my lawyer like 4 times. Feel me? And they just kept on some weird ass shit, but I had nothing to say to them. And then I went about my day, but it's crazy because I had to get surgery for the first time. I remember being hella mad and just like way scared, you feel me? But just in that hospital, like, man, fuck. And I didn't know what the fuck was even going on. Like, I was fucked off. I swear to God, from my waist down, I couldn't feel anything. It was like I was just numb. I was hella scared. I was never gonna walk again. They just talking about my arm broken over. I'm every time like, well, I can't feel my motherfucking legs. You feel me? And I end up fucking getting through the surgery though. I made it all the way to the house, and my house got raided the very next day. And I got to jail, and I ain't gonna sit here and talk about like I contemplated suicide or nothing, but I remember feeling like then I was sitting on the rack like damn, but like and the way they was talking and I was just feeling like, man, but he should have killed me in the car accident. Like to come sit here and go through it, man, fuck this. But mind you, I can't walk. I got one arm. I'm in the county and like I ain't want no sympathy for it, knowing what type of environment I'm in. But it was like, fuck, bro. That shit was many. And just like I said, facing all that time at a young age, they talking about 15 in life. I'm 19, but I'm banged up. You know what I mean? I just fresh off this fuck. I was like, wait, going through it, but I just helped, you know what I mean? Accepted it. But I remember feeling like that. I swear to God, like I wish I'd have just died in that car accident. It wasn't no point. It's gonna end right here. You know what I mean? But things turned out for the better. Obviously, now I'm on the other side of that fence. But it's crazy. I had seen this dude the other day, and I made a TikTok video about it. Because he was sitting outside this store, and he was banging all crazy, beating himself up, banging on the little rails right there outside the store and shit. And just like going through something. But he's screaming he wanted to kill himself, that he didn't want to live, and just like really, like I could tell he was going through some shit. But at the same time, I thought maybe he might be on drugs. But like, I don't know, it just hit me a different way seeing that type of shit. Like, come on, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, I took the time out of my day to really tell him, like, man, I hope God blesses you. Like, come on, bro, knock that shit off, bro. You gonna be all right, my nigga. Fuck, get out of here with all that shit, bro. Like, go home, bro. It's gonna be all right, bro. For real. I hope God helps you out, my nigga. You feel me? He look at me, he like, thank you. I'm just going through a lot right now. Like, yeah, but you be all right. There's light at the other side, bro. You know that. You know what I'm saying? And I peeled off on you feel me? But it ain't that bad. It ain't never that bad. And where I'm at now, I'm hella glad I ain't died in that car accident. So that would have been the end of a lie. I wouldn't even, I would have died the person I used to be. And that would have been all right. But would I really have anything to show for like my legacy type thing? Feel me? Like, nah. So I'm on a mission now. I'm trying to get things rolling. I want to really do a lot. I want homes, cars, take trips. I'm starting to expand my mind into things I can do and try to learn new things that'll make me money, and like at the same time adapt to all this shit that's going on in the world nowadays that I'm still like trying to learn. And you know, part of the reason is I like feel like keeping the media out of my life sometimes. It's just hella better for me. As far as like watching the news and shit. Like, but it be shit you need to, so just like shit out there you need to like look into. And the homie, my boy Tar from Pittsburgh, he was actually posting this stuff about like Bitcoin and things like I didn't really know about. You know what I mean? He gave me a lot of game that like put me onto, okay, I'm about to look into shit like this. Because I've always heard it and still hear it from people that I personally know, like they trying to fuck with stocks and shit. And I ain't gonna lie, I would have never thought about some shit like that. I looked into stocks one time in my life and tried to invest, and something got in the way of that, and I never tried again. But I didn't know much about it. I was really taking the word of the homie I talked to. He told me to invest some money into it and just let it see what it do for like 5 years or whatever. I was sitting in prison though, like on my phone trying to like figure all this shit out. Like, man, what the fuck? It was just a whole nother thing though. But see, back then it was like if I'd have listened, or and I'm not saying it like that same stock he was talking about, but if I'd have just listened about some shit these dudes was hollering and got in the stock, like I might have really seen something now. At least turn around, get some bands up. My partner was telling me his cousin was up some bands, and then in a flash of an eye, like he lost it all. And was like, but a life lesson learned. You feel me? When you up, take and just keep what you put in. Feel me? Like let it do it again. But like I said, that shit I didn't think about, especially when I was a teenager. When I was a teenager, it was more on some, man, who got a bundle for me? Or like, how can I get some money? Like, can we hit a lick or something? Just like thinking irrational for no reason. Instead of applying myself to really matter, because it's like shit was hard, you feel me? But I always had enough and did what I felt like I wanted to do or what I could do. But life's hella more than all that. You know what I mean? Think about vacations on islands. You start taking flights and going places, sightseeing this shit. It's like, okay, like it's a whole motherfucking other world out here. A hella shit. And a bunch of people like you just network with, hear about things, get opportunities, advance yourself. You know what I mean? My brother, my little brother, I met him. I talked about it in the first video that I had met him after not knowing him. He's like 17, but he has his own business out there in San Diego. He's actually doing hella good for himself. And looking back on it, it's like looking at me in a different way, but it was like, this little nigga doing something that's tight. And it inspired me, like that real talk. When I got out of prison and just hearing that, like that made me feel like, damn, okay, that's my brother, you know what I mean? Why can't I do some shit like that? I kind of still want to do it. I always talked about car detailing. But I jumped in the game with this so fast. It was around the time I was actually going to get involved in detailing. And it's crazy because it also crossed my path at a time when I told myself, like, within these next 60 days, I'm going to be real smart with my life. And then, like, I had to really get my shit together. You know what I mean? I was like, wait, living on the edge for a little bit. Wilding, and then I got off parole, and I felt hella just different. I felt regular, like I'm a civilian again, you know what I mean? I'm not BI 7622 no more. And that shit made me feel like, damn, I don't know, I couldn't explain it. And I found myself in a situation where it was like, okay, well, that's cool and all, but now it's time to be a man, you know what I mean? And really, really live life. I ain't got no reason to keep me in check, but I gotta stay in check. And because when I paroled from prison, I was staying with my sister. She did me the favor, you know what I mean? Gave me a spot at the crib. And it's mainly because we came from the same exact background too. And she took a different way than my brother, but she did really good for herself. I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. I can't hold it. Mind you, I went to jail. I remember seeing her crying at night and shit. Like, just hella stressed out about school, you feel me? But she always, like, that was always her priority. My nigga used to do her Dougie. But That's when I went to jail. And when I remember she came to see me the day she graduated. I wish I could have been there and shit, but I remember she couldn't see me. Then we were just talking, and I was hella happy. I was like, "Hey, you made it, nigga!" Like, cause I remember she'd always talk about it her whole life, though. Then when I heard she bought a house, nah, I'm lying. I used to have this cell in the county. I could see outside through the front of the jail and shit. And I look outside and I see her pull up in this whip. They told me she had bought a car off the lot. My nigga came through standing in the Mini Coupe. But when she bought her house, bro, I remember I was in prison like that. I was hella proud of her. I was hella happy. Came home, she gave me this spot in the crib. It was dope. It felt hella different though, cause like I said, the last time I remember being at the crib, it was me, moms, and my sisters, and my brother, and I came home and it wasn't like that no more. And all I had was my sister. Well, not all I had was my sister, but she gave me the roof that, you know what I mean, was able to, I guess you say, vacate me more at the time. You know what I mean? While I get my shit together. She felt like it was time for me to fly the nest though, but that put me in a position to start thinking like, okay, I knew I was gonna have to do this one day. So I just started thinking hella differently. Like, I don't know, that shit just did something to me. And I told myself I'm gonna be hella smart with the next 60 days of my life. And I thought I was really gonna do this detailing shit, but I swear to God, I fucking found myself doing this. And it all started with some TikTok videos that I didn't even really. And it's crazy because like right now I put more effort into a lot of shit, but I ain't really focused on TikTok, and I shouldn't have gave up on it. And I don't consider myself giving up on it, but I'm still learning the ropes on it, and I wasn't getting it. And like I said, I've been so fucking tired. Hey, well, I swear to God, bro, I'm a regular motherfucker. I ain't nothing special. Not special, but I mean, just it's regular. You feel me? That's it. It's regular. I work. I'm out here trying to get this paper, you know what I mean, and get somewhere with my life. And I'm determined to do that. And the more I like get involved with this podcast, I see like exactly what I gotta do. And consistency is the way to do it, no matter what avenue you taking. But I've been feeling like hella, I don't know, I've just been feeling more positive lately. I showed myself I could do it. Or at least try to do something that'll get me to another place to do something, you feel me? And me, my dog, we gonna get there, you feel me? My nigga got out a day before me on my life. That's my nigga. And we in the same spot and we been doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Since we got out. My nigga got a job right when I did. On gang. We start stacking our chicken together. You know what I'm saying? We was like, damn, but we was getting it. We went through life in our own ways. It's hella crazy because I remember like I'd be feeling like, damn, Cuddy, this should be manly, bro. Like I don't remember having to live like that. And he would feel it though. And then, like I said, I was hella young. I ain't had that much responsibility before I went to jail. So when I came home and I had hella responsibility, that shit was hella hard. And I swear to God, bro, I went on a hike. I broke my fucking ankle, and I ain't been straight since. After that, I learned that. it's always something. That's just life. You know what I mean? You never really realize all the little shit. Like being hella young, you just fuck, even from the smallest thing to I gotta be the one to worry about toilet paper is gonna be in this house. You know what I mean? I gotta put food in the fridge. I gotta make sure this rent gets paid. I gotta make sure there's gas in my car. I gotta make sure I got money to do all that shit. You think I'm worried about some more other ass shit? Nigga, hell no. And it's crazy because motherfuckers don't even be on that kind of time. And it's mainly because, like, I remember coming from, like, an era, real talk, like, it was just different. It was hella different. Motherfuckers was making the news type shit. And it's like, now the news is just dry in a way, like, I don't know. That shit kind of just died out in itself. But as long as it wasn't for being a victim of some shit like, you know what I mean? Then it speaks for itself type shit. But motherfuckers putting their energy into all trying to do all that, trying to live a limelight, you know what I mean? To let's see how if you really be able to stand on that. Some people can't. You find that out the hard way. You know what I mean? I done seen it in hella different ways. Talking to my brody the other day, he called me from prison on my life, bro. I fucking love that nigga. Free my nigga Nene, blood. But, I mean, he chopping it up with me, though. And fucking, he just starts telling me, like, he's going back to court and shit. And, that he's trying to get home. He got a son, a wife, you know what I mean? My nigga fucking, he only got to experience a little bit of his time with his kid, like a month. Went to jail, you feel me? When he went on the run, he was thugging. My nigga would go crazy. But, you know what I mean? When it all comes to an end, like, Brody did what a lot of motherfuckers can't do. I'm talking about, nigga, baby mama in a car. Feel me? Rollers taking him, trying to get him on one. Talking about she go to jail type shit with a newborn ass kid. And Brody maintained his name. Awesome, because that's what he stand on type shit. You know what I mean? And he's sitting there, we talking on the phone though. And he started talking about how he want to come home and he hoping that it goes good. And like he talking his shit. And I'm sitting there feeling like, damn, but I wish I could say something to make this nigga feel better, but I know I can't. You know what I mean? And I'm just a nigga trying to survive, do my thing, but I look out for the nigga when I can, in the ways that I can. Well, I swear to God, on Christmas, I took this nigga's son a Christmas present. But I told his wife to tell their son that it came from him. Because I ain't do it for the recognition type shit, you feel me? It was for the little brother to be happy, for my nigga to know that somebody give a fuck about him. You know what I mean? And that made her hella happy. She was hella happy. That nigga thanked me, and it was just like I didn't even expect that reaction. But it's just being a genuine good motherfucker, because that's what you supposed to be doing. That's what I'm saying. Is like everybody think it's cool. You be like, oh, free woo woo, free woo, and y'all ain't. You know what I mean? Niggas don't stand on nothing. And you can't believe the homie from the set, man. He straight. Know that. Peanut East. Oh, God. Because we all we got. And I seen that with him. We done been in the cell together. That was my dog, man. Blood go crazy. And it's like, that shit hella inspires me. And I'm going to hold my word to what I put in my head. Like, I'm gonna have that 100 bands by the time he come home. And he talking like he coming home. So, you know what I mean? This is more of a reason to get to it. We about to do it. And it's like, it's mainly how going to prison have to show me like there's you can be hella more than what the fuck they want you to think you are. You know what I mean? Assassinating your type of character all in the courtroom. And you feeling like you can fight it and you try, but at the end of the day, them motherfuckers only see, okay, that was whoop Hispanic males and whatever was being said and being done, and that's all they heard. Motherfuckers like, what you can do about it? Just deal with it. You really get everything stripped from you, so coming back out, it's like, yeah, I could never, how can I let somebody rob me like that again? Nigga, fuck that. And my paper gonna be straight though. You know what I mean? And one day, one wishful day, I'm gonna move my mom up out of here and get her where she wanna go. And I ain't gonna be working no more, know that. All my life, I ain't working no more, cause you know what, fuck that shit. But I'll always do what I need to support myself, for me. My loved ones gonna be straight, they know that. So this real ism just gonna keep rolling, and it's gonna keep coming, and y'all gonna feel it, you know what I'm saying? And I say it, I'm gonna keep saying it. Subscribe to this channel and show a real one some love, trying to make it about this struggle, you know what I mean? Cause it's genuine shit being told. But a motherfucker can overcome a lot. Don't give a fuck what type of shoes you with. Don't ever let no shit break you, feel me? Because they win if your soul dies, just know that. That's the fucked up part. So don't let that shit happen. You can be somebody in the hood, you know what I mean? And just stay true to you, though. Because I promise y'all that I would never sell my soul for nothing. People that know me know that. Hey, salute y'all, man.